Hi, fellow traders. I hope you guys had a great weekend, and I hope your week is off to an awesome start. New week, new you. Everything that we dealt with, good or bad, in last week is over with. It's time to start a new week and build off of that. We can't bring that baggage in from the week before. Sometimes it can weight us down and keep us from achieving our goals. But one thing, that came to mind for me today and, in my trading this morning was, you can't cheat on this test. The market's going to give you tests every day. It may give you multiple tests, and all of our tests are different, but then again, they all are the same. So some of us, the test is going to be FOMO, the fear of missing out. Some of us, it's going to be revenge trading. Some of us is going to be trade management issues. Some of us, our test is going to be, just sticking to our process. Whatever it is, we're going to get tested. And at some point, we're all going to be tested by the same problems. But we can't cheat. If we cheat and we don't do the things that we're supposed to do, that we're taught to do, it's going to come back on us. And the longer we get away with it, the harder it's going to hit us when it does. I used to tell my students all the time, you can cheat. I give you the test, you can cheat. When there's a project, you can sit back and let the other people do it. But when it comes time for you to perform, live and in real life, in real time, you're not going to be able to perform. And it's going to tell on you. Whether you go straight to the workforce or whether you go to school, if you skip it, you're going to pay the price. And I can't tell you how many students have come back and thanked me for making them take CAD, which is computer assisted drafting, if they wanted to go into engineering. Because if they didn't know it, they would have to take remedial classes in college that they had to pay for but didn't get college credit for, because it's something they should have learned in high school. But you can't take the shortcuts. You can't cheat on these tests. And so some of these students that didn't pay attention in class, they didn't learn how to use the CAD systems. They didn't take time. They let other people, when I gave them projects, they let the other people do it. They went to school, had to go through remedial stuff. And I've had some of them call me and say, hey, I should have listened. If you want me to come talk to your students, I tell them you can't cheat your way through school because it will catch up with you. The same thing with this market. You can't cheat your way through. Some people, they come in, they get mad because they can't follow me into trades. It's like, I'm not going to take a trade unless you do it. When you do it, I'm going to take it. Doesn't work that way. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to be able to learn how to do it on your own. Or you get in a trade when I'm in a trade, but yet you don't know how to manage it. Something goes down, the internet goes down, or we lose connection, or you lose connection. And you don't have a plan other than to follow somebody else. It doesn't work that way. You can't cheat. You have to watch people while you're learning. That's why everything is out there for you guys every morning. You see me trade. You see me win. You see me lose. You see me deal with issues that come up. I can't cheat them. I have to deal with them. And you're going to have to do the same thing. If you're going to be successful in this, you're going to have to be the same thing. So you can't cheat on this test. The market eventually will make you pay. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but eventually the market will make you pay. And your lack of preparation and effort will come back to haunt you. All right, so let's take a look at today. And remember, over the weekend, we were talking about how we were almost tapping the top of this channel, this ascending resistance. And that, we could get a strong candle because this is bullish. This was all bullish. But if we had some negative news or something that came out that could hit the market, then we would see it sell off. And initially, that's exactly what we saw. Let me bring the market back up. The 5-minute chart will be easier to see. All right, so you can see initially we got the sell-off. Here's where we started trading, or this started registering. Thinkorswim registers it starting at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. But you could see we started selling off, and we had a pretty organized sell-off here. And then it bounced, it started to sell again. Then we had that 8 o'clock reconciliation that happens around 8. You typically see these crazy candles. And then, it started pushing up, and then the bottom fell out at the open. We started selling off. And you could see it pretty much hit a bottom. But what happened was the news that came out was the deal with the Taliban and Afghanistan and everything that's going on over there. So that, kind of unsettled the market a little bit. Now, it didn't spook the market, but it was kind of unsettled. I doubt if it was COVID, because the market's pretty much over COVID. You don't really see it affecting the market that much. Not like it did last year. So, and then we're seeing some of them numbers worse than we saw last year. So, that's what we're dealing with. Nope. Stop. And so, that's why I say we're pretty much over that. But I think the market was taking in the Afghanistan stuff. Stop. And I'm sorry, my cat's playing with the blinds next to me. And Biden came on and kind of let everybody know what's going on, what the plan was. Because I think at this point I know me, not really knowing what was going on, the first thing that came to my mind was, why the hell are we running from these guys? Give me a weapon and I go. I'll go. I was trying to figure out what was going on, but when he said, look, basically the Afghan military is not fighting for itself, they're just giving up. And I'm like, okay, why are you going to fight for somebody that's giving up on themselves? We've invested all of this time, money, all of the weapons and every equipment that these guys are seizing are American. We've given them all of this stuff to help them, try to teach them to try to defend themselves, and they don't want to do it. So, so that's kind of the way I understood it. And I think the market understood it too. And it started coming back, and we roared to new highs. Now, that's just my interpretation of it. I could be dead wrong. But everything, the timing of what happened and the market recovering, all of that kind of led me to believe what I believe. But unless you are the person moving the market, you have no idea why it's moving. We can only speculate. And, and that's just my 2 cents. But if you look at this, a strong candle today. We finished strong. Here's the sell-off from this morning. And then I don't know why I come in here and I start to do my video, and these cats come in and do things to just distract me. And this one idiot's just scratching plastic. I mean, I apologize for this. Sometimes, being a cat rescuer is not the best thing. But you see, we closed strong today. Now, we have pulled back a little bit, after the close. But we're holding the 5-day. And as long as nothing else major comes out, I think we may just break this. We may break the ascending resistance and take this out. It's possible, but we can't predict. Okay, I can say, it looks like it's going to do this. If it does, then this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to respond. If it doesn't, this is how I'm going to respond. You can prepare, but you don't want to have too much of a bias. We got to sit back, wait, and let the market tell us what to do. That's where reading price action comes in. That's why it's so important. It's so important that we learn price action. That's one of the things that we have to learn for ourselves. You can't rely on somebody else to, read price action for you. You can't use this cheat sheet of all of these candlestick formations. Look at the chart. Look at the cheat sheet. Look at the chart. Look at the cheat sheet. Look at the chart. Look at the cheat sheet. It doesn't work. You'll never get anywhere. You have to learn how to identify all of those formations by just watching the price action on the chart. And once you learn price action, you'll realize the formations don't really mean a damn thing. It's what's happening right now. What are these candles right now telling me? And that's what we go off of. That's what we learn. So I'm going to do I know I did the first part a couple weeks ago. I'm going to do the second part tomorrow. I've got it done. I'll do it tomorrow on reading price action. And hopefully, if you guys want to see it in action, just join the community. It'll be, once you see it and once you start learning how important price action is and how to respect it and what you should respect, it's going to be well worth it. But I will be doing the second part tomorrow. So this morning was one of those days where I was just in the wrong stock. That's bottom line. I was just in the wrong stock. I had 4 stocks on my watch list. I had DoorDash. I had the SONO. I had Nvidia, and I had Upstart. So I had those 4 on watch. Now, we didn't really have any good earnings trades, any really good earnings stocks on watch. So, I went through and I looked at stocks that, had a catalyst. Upstart, UPST had run up real big on the daily chart. It was kind of primed for a pullback, so we probably could get an aggressive pull on it. I was looking for an all-day hold on it. But it actually squeezed long and gave a really good trade to the long side, and it sold off and gave a really good trade to the short side. But I was just in the wrong stock. I got in. We kind of recovered a little bit. And, we rejected the moving averages. We kind of stayed below it, and we started to sell. I was about 3 cents, 2 or 3 cents away from my max, or not my max, but the smallest profit I would take. You know, I had the profit target, which is the 200 here, but from my entry, there's always the minimum it would have to reach before I could take profit. And that's kind of where I was at that point. So it didn't quite get there. And then this candle put in and it ripped against me. So yeah, I could have gotten out right here, and I probably should have taken it off right here. But in some ways, I failed the test in terms of reading the price action. But I was like, okay, let me see if we're going to reject the 9, the VWAP. Everything was sitting right here. Look at the 20, look at the 9, look at everything coming down. And this is a perfect example as to why you don't put your all your eggs in these damn moving averages. We know the moving averages are lagging. They're giving us, if this is going by what happened over here, this is telling us what's happening right now. So instead of me reading the price action like I should have, I'm saying, well, I'm going to let it test this. And all of this is angling down, is showing big selling pressure. I'm going to give it a shot. When I really should have been paying attention to price action, and I ended up eating, max loss on this trade when I shouldn't have. And after this, of course, it traded sideways, stayed in this channel. Eventually, it did crack, and it would have given a nice move, here. But this was after 3:30. I was done, pretty much. I was pretty much done for the day, and just waiting on earnings. But this is a prime example of where, okay, I failed a test on reading price action, but I did everything else right. I didn't let it get past my max loss. Managed my risk. I did everything right, other than paying attention to the price action. So if you look at these are the other stocks that was on watch. Nvidia, look at the big move Nvidia had. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Here's the opening range low. Here's the pre-market low. I could have gotten in right here and made really good money. I could have got in on the break. I would have had to hold through the pullback, but I mean, absolutely beautiful. Okay, just a beautiful, beautiful chart. And the whole time I'm holding on to SONO, pissed off because I'm missing this. And then, UPST, look at the breakout to the long side. Here's the breakdown to the short side. I didn't even have to trade in here. I could have made a ton of money here and a ton of money down here. I mean, perfect. But unfortunately, I was in the wrong stock. It happens. But I was tested. Do I stick to my process? I could have chased this. I wanted to chase this bad, but I didn't. I stuck to my process. If I had chased this, I might have made money. And guess what? If I chased it the next time, it might have blown me up. So it's not about what happens this time. It's about what happens time after time after time. And if chasing is not an edge, and over a period of time it doesn't give you the positive results, then you probably don't need to do it, and you need to resist it. But looking for a better day tomorrow. I'm gonna try to stay in tune with this price action deal, and don't forget tomorrow's video. I will have that second lesson on reading price action. And again, after that, if you want to come in and watch me do exactly what I teach every day, come join me. I mean, that's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get me, and you're gonna get trading as real as it gets. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.